can't do it all.
You can lean into your career or you can lean into a diabolical scheme.
She has to pick one or the other. Welcome back, everybody. I know we are ready to get into it with episode 5 of The Girlfriend. I am Caroline.
I am Andy.
And just as a reminder, so we ended episode 4 with Cherry in the same building as Daniel and Laura, finding out that he is not dead, he is alive.
Crazy.
I couldn't be more thrilled. I know. How are we feeling at this point, Andy? What are you feeling with this at this point in the show?
It's only episode 3, but I was like waiting. I was like, when is it going to be? Is it going to when we see Brigitte at the club? Like, when is this going to get revealed to her? Because it's such a huge thing.
So let's jump into it with episode 5. We are brought with the title card, and we hear that we have picked up exactly where we left off, where the two feel like they're on a first date at a lunch. The body language is crazy. We see Cherry put her hand in the elevator, and much to Daniel and Laura's surprise, Cherry is facing them. Shocks all around, because Daniel thought she just ghosted him. Cherry thought he was a literal ghost. And Laura thought she had dealt with this issue. It's like the Spider-Man meme. Like, all three of them are pointing at each other like, you're here, you're here, what's happening? So Cherry's obviously shocked because she was told he was dead. And he thought she ghosted her. He's like, you couldn't even have the decency to do it in person. Also, I will say what's wild for as rich of a restaurant as this appears to be at this hotel, the fact that they painted Celebrate Summer with Special Cocktail Menu and Sublime Views is giving, like, Summer House Santa Monica in Wicker Park. Like, I expect this to be like a $4 sign restaurant, and this is giving, like, 2 to 3.
Maybe this is one of Howard's more modestly priced hotels for people who want to feel rich but aren't, like, rich.
Yeah, this is where you take your mistress or your son that you want to date. Like, I don't know. Yeah. The vibes are very strange. And we find out that Cherry has, like, put together that, oh my God, Laura lied to you and me. But more importantly, she lied to Daniel. And she's like, you're a psychopath. You're a like, this is clearly, like, unhinged behavior. And Daniel doesn't know what's happened yet. And she's like, she told me you were dead. There's no easy way to deliver a sentence like that.
No, there isn't. And I'm glad she just came right out with it and said it. If you hop back in that elevator with your mother, like, you need to know.
And especially with us having, like, 2 episodes left, it's like, we have to get to it. Like, there's, like, a lot that needs to happen in the next 2 episodes. And Laura is so desperate, like, oh no, I can explain. I swear. This is fine. I had a reason. And Daniel's left staring like that. He has no idea, like, who his mother is anymore. Just, like, his whole world is upside down. There's, like, not enough therapy in the world for this boy.
Poor guy.
How you even start the therapy intake session about this. So, my mother told my girlfriend that I was dead.
That's when you move on from the DSM-4 and you have to pick up, what is it, Aristophanes?
Look, I know about royal family and you know about the Greek gods, and that's together.
Listen, this is what happens when you make the grave mistake of studying theater at a small liberal arts college. Only useless information makes it past a certain point.
And we find out we are officially at Laura's POV. She is desperately calling Daniel like it's a boyfriend you just got in a massive fight with and they're not returning her phone calls. I can only imagine how many times she's called him at this point. I know that, like, if you heard the side of my story, it'd be fine, babe. I started tracking this in this episode specifically. So Laura's not really worn red until this point in the show. Yep. So we see that this is a red and white striped shirt, and we start to see that transition into her wearing red and Cherry's wearing white. So that's something I think to sort of, like, take note of the rest of the series, because it feels like they've now switched positions in Daniel's eye.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes,
like
100%. Good,
like,
good notice.
Clearly, she's in transition to becoming a villain in Daniel's eyes, and Cherry's becoming the innocent. So we're now flip-flopping sides here. And Laura, ever so innocently, tries to ask her husband, Howard, have you heard from Daniel? No. Why? And we cut to them at dinner. He tries to change the subject and ask if she's been to the gallery recently and has heard that she's not been there for a while. And he's like, well, you know, my name's over the door and I have this investment. Like, I want it to do well. And she's like, okay, well, but it's my name too, my gallery. Laura is just like, now not like it's not just like her project. We're seeing more of the ramifications of like Howard's like direct influence to the gallery, which I feel like we've not seen explicitly to this point. So it sort of is showing more and more that like maybe this is not as much of like a functioning business as Laura has made it seem to this point.
Like so far we've been given the impression that she's just like badass art gallery boss. It's a prestigious gallery. We have been given no information to assume anything other than like she is very good at her job and very successful.
Howard alludes to this business trip that he's about to go on, and there's a lot writing on it, and which is unclear. We're like, does this deal, like, is there something that's gonna mess with their finances? Like, it's kind of like this weird detail that I'm like, okay, I'm assuming we're gonna hear more about this. She could care less about Howard. She just wants to hear if her sweet son has called her. That lock screen is...
I know.
This is my boyfriend and my son. Yeah, no sign of Howard anywhere.
No.
But you know,
not even like, I don't know. Why don't you have like a Van Gogh or like put a fucking piece of art? Isn't that your thing? Like,
right. Or like a picture of you and Isabella.
Exactly. My lock screen is a quarter pounder with cheese. You put something you love. It doesn't have to be a person.
No, a person's a person, no matter how small. Then we cut to this montage of Laura cannot sleep, obviously, because she's heard nothing from Daniel. She's sleepless. She's going to his empty room. I'm sure smelling whatever scent he's left behind. It's so weird.
Yep. She's probably like running her hand over all of his clothes in the closet. Yeah.
I know. It's very Sandra Dee when she's putting her finger in the pool with that picture of Danny. It's like, but now there's no hide.
Yes, hopelessly devoted. 100%. Yeah, it reads like breakup, as you said earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's giving breakup.
And she finally makes an appearance at the gallery, and our girl Harriet is very surprised to see her. She was like, I've tried calling you, but like you don't pick up when you're with Daniel. And Laura's upset about this, and she was like, Jamal, her next artist she's supposed to be exhibiting at the gallery, was upset that she wasn't there because she's not doing her job. She's out here doing, you know, great machinations to disappear her son's ex-girlfriend instead of worrying about a gallery.
How could you be running a gallery full time? It's like she's like in the back of like a hacker van behind like several computers. How would you have time to do your job at that point?
A woman can't do it all. She has to pick one or the other.
You can lean into your career, or you can lean into a diabolical scheme.
Which one? Which one are we picking?
You cannot do both, and God forbid you want to have a child. Like, no.
I know, and then the plates are really spinning. Laura cannot take all of this feedback from Harriet and abruptly says, I have to fire you. This was the first shock of the episode. I was like, oh, okay, well, we're just rashly making and blindly making decisions left and right now. We cut back to their house. Laura hears a doorbell, and it's Daniel looking the most despondent shell of a human.
Oh my God, he's a husk.
A husk of what he was before, still in the same outfit he was wearing the day before. And she asked him, why did you ring the doorbell? He's just like, he's not even hugging back. He's just he's a limp noodle. He's Flat Stanley. He's just like, he's here for one thing only, and he's here to get his stuff. And Laura just thinks like this is maybe, a crack in the door that like they'll be okay. But obviously, Laura, what have you talked yourself into? This reality is like...
Also, like, let's take a cue. He rung the doorbell. Like, let's use some context clues, Laura. I think he's still mad.
Yeah, I think it takes a little bit more than one business day to get over your mother saying that your girlfriend was dead and effectively disappearing her from your life and ruining her life and getting her job canceled and things like that. You know, the laundry list goes on. And Daniel reminds her, you told my girlfriend I was dead. Like, what do you think was going to happen, Laura? And Laura tries to again justify her behavior. Like, Cherry wasn't helping. Like, I had to, to justify the means. Daniel says, can you just leave me the fuck alone? Which is a dagger to Laura. Laura's, been knocked down a peg, and apparently we're in a sinkhole of just how far that Laura will continue to go. We thought we've hit rock bottom, but we haven't gotten there quite yet. As she stares off into the distance as her son, hurriedly packs up the things in their home. And we find out that Cherry is downstairs. Did I scare you? And now we see our girl is starting to get the upper hand. Rightfully so, I will say at this point. Threatens Laura, you know, you ruined my fucking life. Now watch me ruin yours. And Laura's like, how? Oh no, I didn't think this girl had it in her. Like, she's fully met her match.
This is like when Laura was doing all of this stuff, beyond the fact that it's completely unconscionable to like treat other people the way that she treats Cherry and her son. I was thinking in the back of my head, I was like, you've already seen like what Cherry is capable of on a small level. So you have to know that if you're going this far, you have to like at least assume there is the risk of retaliation. And oh boy, like Laura, you seem like a smart person, but I don't think you are any match for Cherry at this point.
No, you don't know what beast you just awakened. Like, it was like, this Cherry 2.0 is here, and she said the gloves are off, you did this, now you are not even ready for what I'm about to come back at you with. And the two of them exit, and we see another restless night of Laura in bed, tossing and turning, thinking about Daniel. She's alone in bed. Howard's on this business trip. And we see these blue pills that she takes before bed that she washes down with a glass of wine, which, yeah, every doctor and psychiatrist in the world would tell you to never do that. But,
yeah, also, now go operate heavy machinery. Go find a factory to work at. You're fine. Definitely.
Yeah. Go deliver some Amazon Prime packages. I'm sure that'll go well. But these blue pills, I felt like this is, again, another foreshadowing. I feel like we're going to see these come back later. So she takes that, and then we cut to the next morning. She has decided to leave, and she's back in her Captain Sandy gear. This blazer, I was like, okay, I guess we're really leaning into she's the captain of the ship. She's the captain of her own demise.
Yeah, for sure. She's gonna drive that ship right into the iceberg.
Oh, yeah. But we see that the tires have been slashed. And of course, she immediately assumes it is Cherry, and she goes immediately to the police, who tell her, you know, do you have any evidence of this? But you can report the damage, but there's like not a lot we can do, which, as usual, the cops are only as helpful as they hope you would be.
I will say I was surprised in this day and age of like Ring cameras and like security, like they live in a very very nice expensive house, so like I'm surprised that they don't have any footage of this, but also like, you know, Cherry would have been smart enough to like do it out of sight of the cameras even if they did. But yeah, the fact that they don't have a Ring doorbell when like people are that concerned about like an Amazon package getting stolen seems weird to me.
I'm also surprised at this point too. Laura seems like someone who would have like hired security.
Yes, for
like,
sure, absolutely.
Like, it seems kind of surprising at this point, but maybe that's because she knows she's done too much, and to get security would be like letting someone into everything. So it's kind of like she has to be on her own. That like she can't rely on anyone else at this point. And she ends the scene saying, but like, I just think she's capable of doing worse. And she goes to the gallery, and Jamal is there and is very upset. He's having all of his art taken out. And she's like, what's happening? He was like, well, I can't be associated with bullying. And she opens her phone, and there's like 1 million notifications from the most. I'm like, what are these sources even? Like, what are these notifications? And he lets her know, well, you're being sued for unfair dismissal. And she's like, wait, what are you talking about? And then I just thought this line was so funny. She's like, wait, is this Harriet? That was incredibly fair dismissal. And I thought it actually made me laugh out loud when she said that.
I did it in front of everybody randomly with no notice and didn't take her into like an office or anything. Yeah, it was great. I did a great job.
No severance, no nothing. Yeah, I did it all by the books. And Jamal reminds her, he's like, I have to align myself with the right sorts of people. So Laura is left now with an empty gallery, no son, no husband. She's 62, wed, no prospects. And she steps outside the gallery, and we get the jump scare where she sees Cherry outside behind this car. It was like very fast, this little shot.
It was.
Yeah.
It definitely looked like it could have been real, could have just been her seeing things.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get the screenshot. It happened so fast. I was like, okay, even me, I was like, did I see that? But she was there. She's on the phone with the police again, saying this is now harassment, and she's, continuing to build her case so that they will take it seriously. So anyone will take Laura Laura seriously at this point. Isabella is back. I come bearing Barolo. I've never been happier to see Isabella.
We really needed that, like, levity hit right now.
Because, I love Laura, but also this is too much in her cuckoo bananas world, and we need a little bit, someone to bring us down to earth, or to at least attempt to bring her down back to earth. And Isabella tells her, everybody's getting canceled these days. It's basically a rite of passage.
You don't even know.
You don't even know. You don't even know what awaits you. And she tells her, I did something that I shouldn't have. And Isabella, because this is what I appreciate. Isabella's like, I'm ready to ride or die as your bestie. I will handle any sort of unconscionable behavior that you have done. And she's like, well, what did you tell her?
Yeah, because she's expecting, like, I don't know, something not as severe.
Right. Like she leaked her tax documents or, hacked into her phone. Something crazy. But she let Cherry think that Daniel died. And Isabella is like, oh, well, why would you do that? Like, she's like, okay, I think we've hit a step too far. But, like, the sky is the limit, but this was the limit.
Yes.
And Laura's disappointed because she thought as her ride or die, she would understand, and immediately is like, well, Isabella off the list. I can no longer trust her with anything that I'm discussing. I just really thought you would understand.
Buddy, Laura, you're losing allies so fast.
Like left and right. It's just really, it's almost like Taylor's Reputation era a little bit, but it's like, I don't know who's gonna hang for you. Like, I don't know why you can't look at yourself in the mirror and see, like, what I'm doing is I need to stop at some point and recognize that the behavior that I'm doing is unforgivable. And she goes to her happy place. We're back in the pool. This pool is gonna obviously be the centerpiece, I think, of what we're building towards.
Very important, yes. The pool is really a character in the show.
The pool is the fourth character. And we're back to my girl Lilith as she should be in statement jewelry galore, a vest, pants that she got at a farmer's market.
Yes.
And she's like, Laura, girl, people have done insane things for love since time began. It's fine. You've done nothing crazy.
I love how Laura always, her last resort is to run to Lilith, who has the least amount of context for what is going on and therefore is more primed to believe her than anybody else.
Yeah, she's just alone with her incense and her paintings. Like,
yes.
She's removed from everything.
She's always just smoked a joint, so like she's ready to be like, yeah, whatever.
She's just fed her sourdough starter in the kitchen. Always straight from that. And, she's like, babes, it's fine. You just think you're going to lose everything that you care about. Of course you would act this way. She's like, well, in my gallery, Jamal has, pulled out. But you know what? This could be the one thing that could save my gallery. And Lilith is like, I've told you for the millionth time, my art is for me. My art is for me. It's not for anyone.
Which begs the question, where's your money coming from, Lilith? Because I know you like to dress modestly, but you live in like an artist loft in London, and painting supplies ain't cheap. Where's the money? Where's the money coming from?
And Lilith finally gives in to her, her lesbian ways. She says, all right, fine. We cut from this like insane portrait of Laura, and it's now the lesbians are really getting into it. We see a nice swoosh through the hair, let loose, girl, it's time. And we see Laura, she's letting loose. The shirt is unbuttoned. They're probably playing some like, Melissa Etheridge in the background.
Yeah, we've got the Jesus
Indigo
and Mary
Girls.
Chain. Oh, Indigo Girls, yes.
Yeah.
We've got the Jesus and Mary Chain playing, like they're having wine, there's a joint getting passed around, like Laura is living.
Our girls are in embrace. And then we cut to our girl looking so rough the next morning. She had a good night. Okay, this is not a disrespect, but I was like, in this moment, I was like, she's giving Ellen a little bit in this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. It's a little bit Ellen. It's a little bit Kenneth the Page because of that sea captain jacket. Yeah, like it's like a little bit Devon Sawa, but like not in a you want to kiss him way.
No, it's very I know, which is tough. If I don't want to kiss Devon Sawa, a lot has gone wrong.
Something's wrong, yeah. Correct.
But she's clearly, like, she's had a good night. She is worse for the wear. Expecting to return to an empty home, to not have to see anyone like this. And Howard has returned early from this trip, and I wonder why. I wonder why. We find out Daniel has let him know what has happened. He's gotten the download. Why would you tell Cherry that Daniel was dead? You lied to him. And Laura is trying to grovel the best that she can. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to. Girl, like... No, I don't believe it. As far as I know, her fingers are crossed behind her back.
Laura, you have done so much attempted damage control this whole time. You've got, like, your, like, back room of, like, strings leading to different pictures. This is how little Howard matters to Laura.
I know.
She didn't even consider that Daniel might call his father and tell him. So she didn't even call Howard to be like, by the way, you're going to hear from Daniel. Like, Nothing. She probably might have been able to convince him if she had, like, bothered to care and pick up the phone and call him. But she didn't, because she doesn't give a fuck about him.
No, I mean, like we discussed, like, an episode or two ago, like, she didn't even block Cherry on his phone.
She really thinks that that man will just, like, blindly follow her wherever she goes. And, like, she's had enough proof that that's true.
Yeah.
So.
And to this point, it's like he has done everything her way, but, having sex outside will only take you so far.
That'll only get you, I don't know, probably like a month's worth of lies, depending on the person.
And he asked where she was last night, and as we remember, we've closed off the relationship. That was what having sex outside was supposed to be doing. There's no more Marianne, no more Lilith, no more any of that. She tells him she was with Lilith. The hits kept coming for Howard. I just felt so bad. Our man has been humiliated so much like this. Like, at this point, run to Marianne. That girl is going to valet with you. She's doing all the things you actually, like, want to do. And, like, Laura is, you're not having to play into Laura's, like, twisted games.
Yeah. She's given you, like, little butt touches in public, which, like, really, really goes a long way when your wife clearly doesn't give a shit about you.
Right, butt touches go a long way in making up a relationship. And, she was like, I just tried to plead to him. I just needed to be with someone. He's like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
It's giving, like, Gertrude, Claudius, and Hamlet, and, like, Cherry as Ophelia. It's, like, very, like... all the things are happening. And I will say Daniel is just as whiny as Hamlet. So it's all for me.
1000%. Absolutely. Ugh, so whiny.
God, and I will say at this point, I'm like, Cherry, what is so good?
At this point, I think it's wanting to win because it's gone so far beyond Daniel because Laura took away her career, like the life that she had in London, her reputation. So, like, I think Daniel is just a pawn, really, because if she takes Daniel away from Laura, that hurts her the most.
Correct.
So I don't know if it's even about Daniel.
Nope, it's definitely not at this point. It's the two big dogs fighting each other. Again, I keep wondering, are we ever going to find out what happened to Rose? Like, she looms so large, and they keep dangling the carrot, and I have no idea what has happened.
Based on what's been teased, you sort of think that, like, maybe Laura had something to do with it, either on purpose or inadvertently, but, like, we're not getting more information. But you're right, she does loom very, very large, so that does feel like a hole right now.
And Howard's done. This was his breaking point, which understandably so. I think any normal person, this would be like, this is the final straw. I'm done. And Laura is left alone, head in hand. She fully has... The only person maybe on her side at this point is Lilith, because...
Yes.
Lilith...
Again, because Lilith has no information other than what Laura gives her.
Correct. She is removed from reality. She just stays in her loft 24 hours a day.
She finishes weaving a dream catcher and...
And we cut to the gallery, and Laura's wearing red, as we said. She's now wearing red. And she is making a big speech about Lilith's exhibition. And Cherry is there in white, in a suit, much like the white suit that we see Laura in at the very beginning on the phone call.
Yes.
We now see, like, she's in a white blazer because she has the power over Laura. This is the cat and mouse game that's happening. Laura's clearly caught off guard, and she says to Lilith she's here, and she's like, what? The girlfriend? The name of the show? The girlfriend?
There it is.
Remember? There it is. And she tells her, let's go talk in my office downstairs. And she says, like, what do you want, Cherry? And Cherry's like, oh, that's the infamous Laura. And she holds this bear on her desk that says Mama Bear, clearly a childhood toy of Daniel's that she's now keeping at the office. And Laura is just like grasping at straws here at this confrontation. She's like, I wanted to protect my son. And Cherry's like, I think you've done enough. Like, there's like nothing else you can do. Admit defeat. You have lost your son. You have lost everything because you are meeting the consequence of your actions. And Cherry has to get one last dig in. She's like, it's probably all you got left. And Laura puts her neck to the wall. I'm sure the Pilates or rowing, whatever she has done, she's like got the like upper body strength to like
it's
shove
the
her up.
swimming. It's the swimming.
And she's like, you fucking threaten me again. I swear to God. And Cherry's like, okay, do it. I dare you. Double dog dare you. And go on, do it. We hear from above, oh my God, and a glass smash. And we are at the end of Laura's POV.
Yeah, I was immediately like, oh my god, I know they're gonna take us back to the beginning, but I want to know what happened so bad.
I know, like what a good like just moment to really switch back from, because it's like, okay, well now I gotta see everything from Cherry's POV. Smash cut, we are back at Cherry's POV. Oh, I'm ready. I'm dying to know what's going to happen from here. And we see our favorite girl, Tracy. And she hears everything that's going on at that insane lunch. And I love it. She's like, she doesn't sound like a well woman. No, she does not. Tracy on the nose, as always. And
calling it like it is.
While she does laundry. Like, oh my God, Cherry, just listen to your mother once, because this is a woman who only wants the best for you and is like not trying to manipulate you and like trying to keep you from your like basic instinct to, you know, burn the world down around you.
Destroy. But yeah.
As she's like contemplating what to do, Tracy says, like, and I thought this was such like a important point. She's like, they can get away with anything. You can't. You don't have the capital. You don't have the influence to get away with something like this. But of course, like, Cherry's back is to Tracy, like physically. And Tracy tells her, I can't protect you this time.
And you're like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? We still don't know what she protected her from. I'm assuming, based off context clues, something with her dad in the nursing home is what we have to assume, because we still don't really know what happened there. And Daniel is at the door. Daniel found his way to her mother's house. He's here to plead and beg with those puppy dog eyes, still in that suit. And she was like, well, I called and I messaged. We find out further he got none of the calls and messages and vice versa. So we're building out even more the level of like what Laura actually did to the two of them, because they didn't even like put together the like phone aspect of this yet.
They didn't put together the fact that like she went to the Verizon store.
Right. Got another phone. She figured out how to set up a separate messaging device and log into your Canesta, which I guess is Instagram. And
she saw your dick pic.
And she probably took a screenshot. And Daniel is pleading to Cherry to give him a second chance. And she's like, I'm just getting my life back together from everything that your mother did. Because at this point, I was like, maybe there's an ounce of Cherry that could just, you know, realize, cut my losses, and like get the fuck out of Dodge, away from this insane family. But he tells her, I'll be waiting at the Bovary if you change your mind. Which I'm assuming is like this bouge hotel.
Yeah, and I had a moment where I was like, is this a Madame Bovary reference? And then I was like, I don't know.
It could be. Yeah, it might be. And we see Cherry contemplating. I have to say, this did give me the urge to take an everything shower. I was like, God, she looks so clean.
Same.
There's no greater feeling than when, like, you've freshly, like, slugged yourself, like, there's no hair on your legs, the hair is washed, like, everything is just, you're ready to be in for the night to watch your latest favorite show, The Girlfriend, streaming on Amazon Prime.
I know. I had the thought of, like, Cherry, if I was in the position you're in now, which is having towel time on my bed after fully having scrubbed myself up, I would stay home.
Yeah, watch Storage Wars with your mother.
Yeah.
Go downstairs. Tracy deserves some quality time.
Look how comfortable that bed looks. Like, maybe just forget all about it and just have, like, a night at home just getting cozy in your newly fresh body.
I know, but unfortunately she shaved her legs, which means where you cut to the Bovary bar, where Daniel looks up with the most, like, depressing puppy dog eyes, like, oh, she did come. Cherry's like, okay, so what do we do now? I'm here. Like, what's your plan? And yeah, you gotta have something. You got me here. And we make the cheeky joke of, do I have to meet the parents? Oh man, her and Greg Fokker have a lot to say to each other. They really need to talk to each other. Cherry's like, she must hate the fact that you're meeting me, assuming that the two are in contact, and we find out he shockingly hasn't seen her, which is surprising on all accounts, I have to say. Like, I would assume if I was Cherry, I'd be like, okay, he's immediately run to his mother, like, there's no chance, like, you know, I would assume this is our last goodbye, and this, like, sort of, like, sexy mood lighting we've got going on. I can also, if I was the bartender eavesdropping on this, I'd be like, I'm discreetly gonna, like, cut some, like, orange peels, like, over here, like, while I'm listening, like, what is happening, like, between these like two?
Other people are, like, trying to get their orders taken, and he's like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Shh, your gin and tonic can wait. Like, I got bigger things to listen to. It'll be worth it, I swear. And he's, like, so hopeful, like, you want to come up, and she, like, really thinks about it. But they're making out to some song, which I had to cut to the screenshot of, like, well, whose fault is that if it wasn't mom and dad's? Like, whatever song they chose.
I know. I feel like this show in particular, and also shows in general, studios have gotten wise to the fact that a lot of people put the captions on their TV, and they've started captioning the lyrics to songs. So I feel like this show in particular has been really, really good about the music choices, because they know that people are actually going to be, like, not only hearing it, but, like, reading the text of it. And so the music for this show is very well selected and, like, very poignant to what is actually happening.
Yeah, I know. Music supervisor, you were crazy for that one. I was like, okay, good for you. We respect you and salute you. While these two are having sex, they can't resist each other.
And once again, sex is distracting us from a huge issue that probably needs to be talked through.
But, you know, we can't be doing that. Also, I just had the thought that Daniel's been wearing a red suit. And that's also a thing that, like, because he's switching sides. Like, so that's very interesting. We are now playing into the color scheme with Daniel as well, because it's been relegated to Laura and Cherry for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the morning after, Daniel brings Cherry coffee in bed. He's like, oh, flat white. She's like, no. And she's like, I don't drink coffee. And we find out he's had enough brain damage from the coma that he doesn't remember the weeks before that. He doesn't remember that, you know, she doesn't drink coffee, and he, like, sort of beats himself up about it. And that makes Cherry realize, oh, do you remember this? Giving me the keychain and proposing to her. And he's like, I'm just so sorry. Those few weeks before are fuzzy. So we're, like, now realizing the extent of the damage that he's gone through. And again, is he still seeing a neurologist? Like, what is going on here? Is he practicing medicine? Because, like, he just had major brain damage. Like, he should not be anyone's doctor right now.
We have established that these two had only been dating a couple months, because that's what Laura said when she found out that Daniel had proposed prior to the accident. So if you say that the weeks before the accident are fuzzy, how much of dating Cherry do you remember then? If you know what I mean? Like, if 4 of those 8 weeks are a little fuzzy.
And he says, like, I'm gonna go home and get some stuff. Do you want to come and be my moral support? Like, the saddest, like, puppy dog I have ever seen. It just giving me the ick in real time. If I didn't already have the ick from Daniel, this screenshot in particular, I was like, oh my God. Like,
I know. I know. I'm no longer the least bit interested in this.
No. If this was like, I had no attraction to him like episode 2, like we have really like negative attraction at this point. But we are back to Laura and Howard's, and we see this very poignant shot of Cherry taking one of the knives from the kitchen. They make sure that we see that. But we now see Cherry's POV of this interaction in the kitchen. She's like, I didn't mean to scare you. And Laura's like, you didn't. You can't scare me, basically. And now she's like, you have something you want to say to me? If not, get the fuck out of my house. So it's like much more direct on this end from the POV.
And much more aggressive from Laura.
Yeah.
In Laura's perspective, she was afraid of Cherry and like more cowering.
Cherry tells her, you've lost, Laura. Like, give in. So then we see Cherry did, in fact, slash the tires.
Sure did. But, like, at this point, as, like, light, angry payback for everything that's happened to her, you're kind of like, whatever, go for it. Like,
and they've left, and they're now hosting a dinner party. They've somehow, Cherry has managed to get a new flat in record times. I guess her realtor career is better than ever now that she's been working with Max. And everyone there was like, oh my God, Cherry, show us a flat. I want you to show me a home. This is gorgeous. This is amazing. And Brigitte has now seemingly flipped, which is a huge shift from when we last saw her in the nightclub. And she's like, I want to hear the story about how you guys got back together. And we hear everyone else thinks it's pretty unfair they blamed Cherry for the accident.
So Daniel has chosen a different version of the truth, that Cherry did indeed abandon him, but it was because his parents believed that, like, it was her fault, which is not the truth and still makes Cherry look kind of bad.
Correct. And it also lets Cherry know that he's not given up on his mom completely, which makes for this appropriate response of, what the fuck? Like, yeah. Okay, was not prepared for this. Is that what Daniel told you that happened? And Daniel's like, oh no, now I'm gonna have to defend this. And she tells everyone the truth. His mom told her that he died. And Daniel's like, of course, is like, oh, guys, it's complicated. It's complicated. And I was like, oh, my guy. Babe, and if I were Cherry, I'd be like, this is when you leave. Like, tell everyone to leave the table. Dinner party is over. We have to talk about this one-on-one.
I also find it troubling that they didn't have this conversation before everybody came over. You know what I mean? Like, this seems like the kind of thing you would hash out because people are gonna have questions, especially after a couple bottles of wine have been down. So,
totally.
Like, you guys need to get on the same page before other people are present.
And also, Cherry, I don't know why she's like that naive. I don't know, to assume that Daniel told everyone the truth. We've seen her like think 5 steps ahead at this point. So I think for her to miss this one was like kind of surprising. And Brigitte was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just genuinely thought you moved on really fucking fast. And now like everything is coming together for her. And she's now like, Laura's like a second mother to me, but she's been acting really fucking batshit. And we find out that she fired a friend that Brigitte referred to the gallery, which we come to find out very quickly is Harriet. And again, social media does not look like this.
No, it does not.
Doggy day out, hashtag Dotson. And the song is saying, I sleep with one eye open. And we see Cherry scrolling like to get more information about Harriet. And she zooms in on park yoga with Fiona every Saturday. And where do we cut to? The park yoga with Fiona every Saturday as Cherry walks up. She quickly gets her target in sight. Harriet is there. We see them cutting after yoga is finished. Naturally, like, Harriet is willing to, like, talk about all of this because I'm sure she's, like, it's still very raw. She was like, it was ridiculous. Her only focus is Daniel. She's just giving out all the information to Cherry. Cherry doesn't even have to really, like
no, she
for any of this.
Anything.
And this detail is one to, like, pick up on. She knows she changed all the security codes to his birthday, which is, like, the stupidest thing you could do. Like, this is boomer password 101. Like, why anyone could hack into it? It's as bad as Cherry L523. it's very funny that has like come full circle now. Cherry is just like feeding into all of this. She's like, yes, mama, it's because Laura's been telling everyone how useless you are. You're right. You know what you should do? It just takes one person to speak about it online. And, you know, I'll help you. I get nothing out of this. We'll just tag all the major galleries, the bloggers, we'll blast it on TikTok, you know, we'll paper flyer at the neighborhood. Come on. And then Harriet's like, I do know a few journalists who don't like her. And she's like, perfect. We'll just keep going until it goes viral. It just was like so much of like Cherry's like, oh, yeah. I'm here. Yes.
So easy. It was so easy. I mean, she knows. She's like, this woman worked for Laura. She's used to being bossed around. It wouldn't take much, especially like, let her vent, take her to brunch. Like, this is it.
Get her a little toasty. I know, it's like the first domino that falls. Like, it's just easy to like keep going from there. And I love this line. She's like, it'll be really cathartic. Like really trying to tell Harriet it's for her and like let her know like, oh yes, like horrible boss. Like she's a girl boss. Like take her down. This is for you. This is going to be great for you. And really it's like all going to come back to Cherry. Yes. And we cut to her so gleefully, looking at her downfall online about will Laura Sanderson be canceled? She faces allegations of bullying. And then as she hears Daniel behind her, she very quickly does the thing where she's like, oh, actually, I am writing this paper, not with ChatGPT, about affordable living and social housing.
Just typing away.
Absolutely, I am typing this thing. And he's like, babe, Max told Dad he thinks you'll go far. Like, yeah, look at my real estate mogul. And she looks so smug at herself. Like, as he leaves, she is like, everything's going to plan. Nothing can go wrong at this point. And we cut to the two of them at this polo match. And then this is, of course, the metaphor for all of it is like, well, she's like, why are we clapping for both sides? He's like, well, you do it for the first couple things, but like the way you win polo is the same way you win a war. And it's like until it goes back and forth until like no one can stand it any further. So it's like, much like Laura and Cherry we're seeing. It's like the back and forth. We're seeing who can exhaust the other. Survivor. Jeff Probst will be coming in to come in. And he's like, you have been voted out by the tribal council. Light out your tiki torch. Yep. Still some fondness for Mom. Even after everything that has happened, he's still sticking up for Laura.
He had to do a couple loads of laundry, and he misses Mommy.
He misses Mommy. He's like, all my clothes are pink now. I've mixed the red and the whites. I can't do this. Especially my mom. She was, and this poignant shift from like she was to she's incredible. After all of that, she made your girlfriend believe that you were dead. And, like, went through your phone and blocked her and, like, got her fired from her job. But sure, she's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is very Buster Bluth. They're all complaining about their mother. And then, Mom's the best.
Mom's great. And Cherry's like, yeah, but then why didn't you tell everyone, like, not the full truth? I look like a cold-hearted bitch. I still look like I'm in the wrong here. And he's like, I know she fucked up, but she's still my mom. Daniel, Cherry, get out of here. This man is not going to change. Like, the writing's on the wall. Like, there's nothing that's gonna, like, fix it here. Like, no. Let him go suck on Mommy's breast for a little bit, you know? It's like...
it's just not worth it at this point. Like, you ruined her life enough. Like, stop ruining your own life by hanging out with this man. Like, you gotta be done.
I know, you're about to be a real estate mogul. We can find you, like, an actual billionaire, like, at this point. You know, Howard might be single soon. So, like, Howard might be available. Her look at him, it's just like, do you hear yourself? Like, it's just, we passed the point of no return. But now we're cut to the infamous outfit we're about to see at the gallery. She's putting on her cunty little lipstick. She's got her white on. And she's walking in, and we see this insane painting of Laura.
Yep.
And we overhear the speech. Now it's from Cherry's POV. We're going downstairs to her office. Also, I wanted to point out the woman behind Laura, who's clearly eavesdropping. And you see right after this, her head turn on a swivel. And we are back downstairs from the POV. I bet the art would love to hear about that while Laura has her hand to Cherry's neck. And she says, you're nothing but a cheap little whore with a bad temper. Now, and she's like, I'm going to do everything with my fucking power. And we see Cherry take a glance, and I'm like, what is about to happen? And I could not get there's no way to get a good screenshot of this.
Yeah,
but Cherry breaks the glass against her head. What did you think? I was like, what on earth? My girl!
After the Moses moment, this is like the second most shocked I have been at Cherry's behavior, because like, it's partially Laura is pushing her so far. I mean, she said some absolutely horrible things to her and did like threaten her, basically.
I know.
But like, I can't even imagine, like, to like commit like self-harm in that way.
No, I couldn't get my ears pierced for years just from the sight of the 1998 Parent Trap and them doing it, and even though I knew that's like not how you do that, but that's not how a professional does that. But even though I did still go to Claire's, and my ears were infected for weeks when I was playing.
Yeah, of course.
And then we cut to this, like, you know, she's like, Laura's like, you're fucking crazy, which is like, you know, and we like start to see the blood just like come like so elegantly down her face, like tear by teardrop of blood. And she walks upstairs, and she's now wearing that white suit, and it was just like blood is dripping all over it, almost like she had a nosebleed. It's like that kind of blood.
Yeah,
like it's just accumulating, because it's clear this was this was not in Cherry's plan. This was a rash, like, in the moment decision that she had to make.
Yeah.
Cherry is screaming coming out of the gallery, and we get this shot from the back of Laura that like she's just attacked me, and Laura's like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah. And
Cherry comes home stained in blood, and she's like, I shouldn't have done this. Like, what am I doing? He's like, no. She was like, you might need stitches. She's like, I don't want to go to hospital. That's my favorite Britishism. To hospital. Yeah. And she's like, I went to see your mom, and he's like, what did you do?
Daniel.
But Cherry, he already showed you his hand at the polo match. Like, what did you expect?
Yeah. Also, you did do it.
He's like, what are you saying? My mom would never hurt anyone. Hello, Daniel. Do you not remember what happened at the beginning of this episode? Have you gotten amnesia from what happened like 45 minutes ago?
Maybe not physically, but I don't know, buddy. I think you're a little too psychologically harmed to realize that you're not a psychiatrist. Like, you're a different kind of doctor, but I don't know.
Also, again, I still haven't seen him work on a single patient. So, like, doctor is in quotation marks, which is why it's funny, like, in a second, she's like, but after this, she's like, you still don't get what she put me through. Like, it's just, like, you are not connecting the dots, Daniel. Like, your mother is dangerous. Your mother is trying to kill me, like, at this point. Like, basically, it's just, like, there is no limits to, like, what Laura can do. But, he's like, you know, she says, like, I love you, but I can't do this. And she gives the keychain back to Daniel. And we see that she's trying to leave, and he's like, no, let me give you stitches. Girl, I'm like, why are you letting him give you stitches? Again, the doctor is in quotation marks. You might need a second opinion on the stitches.
Yeah, and he's also recovering from a massive head injury, so...
Exactly. It doesn't make a lick of sense. And we see him look again at the keychain. And he's like, I knew you were the one the first time I met you. And Cherry's like, oh, God. What are we doing here? Why are you on one knee? And we end with him saying, will you marry me?
Oh my God, she was just about to leave. She had just realized, like, this has gone too far. This woman's making me crazy. I smashed a glass against my head. Like, we
were 1 foot out the door. Yeah, but we've made it to the end of episode 5. I don't know how, like, what happens from here. We have 1 episode left to wrap up everything.
I know. It's
like, I keep thinking we've hit the, like, threshold of, like, how batshit things can go, but they could keep going further. So I really don't know how we're going to wrap it up. How are you feeling right now?
We've now introduced the element of physical violence.
Right.
Before it was, you know, emotional
mind games,
mental. Yes, exactly. So I'm feeling like overall just like absolutely shocked, because just when we think like we're fully on Cherry's side, she does the glass smash, and you're like, uh-oh.
I know. So it's both are like, I'm a little nervous by both of them at the end of this episode. Like, I just kind of don't know what desperation these two are going to be driven to in the last 50 minutes that we've got here. Like, subscribe and